Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. As I'm sure most of you guys know, this past week we got the new master camo for Modern Warfare, known as Obsidian. And it's something, that's for sure. Obsidian is a very different camo. I've sort of got mixed feelings on it. But regardless of how you feel about the camo itself, the challenges to unlock it on any given weapon are very straightforward. You know, they're not nearly as involved as Damascus, let's say, but good grief, it is a very long grind to unlock this camo on basically any weapon. You need a whole lot of kills, a whole lot of playtime, and honestly, a whole lot of patience as well. So today we're going to break down the best tips and tricks to help you unlock Obsidian a little bit faster. So if you enjoy the video at any point, or if you just find it helpful, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you are new to the channel, we are always on top of the latest news, intel, tips and tricks, pretty much anything Call of Duty, you're going to find it right here on the channel. So feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on to stay up to date with all of that. Also, if you do want to earn some free limited time rewards in game, right now the brand new Twitch drops are active. They'll be active until Wednesday morning. So if you want to tune into my stream where you can unlock them just for watching, that link is down in the description. Now, as far as Obsidian goes, the weapon challenges do vary a bit from weapon category to weapon category. So if you are unfamiliar, for all the assault rifles, you need to get 15 kills in a match 200 times. However, there is a slight trick to this that the description does not include that we'll cover here momentarily. Anyways, for the SMGs, you need to get 15 kills in a match 150 times. Same deal goes for the LMGs and the shotguns as well. For the snipers and the marksman rifles each, you'll need to get 15 kills 125 times. For pistols, you need 15 kills 100 times. For the Riot Shield specifically, you need to get 750 kills overall. For the knife, you'll need to get 10 kills in a match 125 times. For the RPG, it's 5 kills 150 times. And for the Pila, Joker, and Strela P, you need to destroy a vehicle or a kill streak 100 times. So yeah, right away, that is a lot of kills required to unlock this camo. And keep in mind as well, Obsidian is an individual weapon unlock, so it is unlocked on one gun at a time. And of course, you are going to need to have gold unlocked on that weapon first before you can even start progressing through the Obsidian challenges. Now, here's the thing. Regardless of how you go about it, you are going to need to get at least 3,000 kills on every assault rifle to unlock Obsidian. You're going to need at least 2,250 kills on every SMG to unlock Obsidian. And that is something you cannot change. It's just the challenge itself. But that whole part of the challenge that says get 15 kills in a match 200 times or 150 times, whatever it may be, that can actually be twisted and you can progress through the challenge across multiple matches at a time, which I guess is kind of hard to explain. Basically, you can knock out more than one increment during one match. So if you were to get 15 kills in one game, that obviously counts for one done. If you get 30 kills in a game, bear in mind this is all just with a weapon, not with equipment or streaks or whatever else. If you get 30 weapon kills in one game, that counts for 2. And in addition to that, say you get 25 kills in one game and then 20 in the next. That is going to count for 3. So basically, it's not per match that it's tracking here at all. That is actually completely irrelevant to the situation. This challenge strictly progresses for every 15 kills you get in-game. So that alone makes it a lot easier overall. A little faster too, I should add, but there's a lot more tricks to throw into the mix. Now, obviously, because this camo grind is all about getting an absolute ton of kills, you'll want to be playing modes where getting a lot of kills per match is naturally easier, right? Unfortunately, Team Deathmatch is probably the go-to mode for most players, but it is also one of the modes that ends in the shortest amount of time, especially on some of the maps that are actually more ideal that we'll get to here in just a moment. But personally, I do think the best modes for this are going to be Domination, Hardpoint, sometimes Grind can be decent too, Kill Confirmed is also okay, and then TDM would probably be like my last resort type of thing. Obviously, modes like Search and Destroy and whatnot are not going to be optimal since the kill counts there are naturally lower. Then Free For All, of course, has a limit to it, unlike all the other modes which don't have that ceiling, so I would chalk FFA as well. Also, it's definitely worth mentioning, Ground War technically has the best potential to get the most amount of kills, since, obviously, there is 24 to 32 other players to take out, compared to the typical 5 to 10 in the standard modes. So if you do have the patience to deal with the tanks and also the larger maps, Ground War in general is a great option too. Now, let's also talk about maps, because this is where your progress is really going to get the best speed boost, I would say. You want to focus on playing on the most action-packed maps, the ones that force you into the most engagements, and naturally, there are two that we all probably think of right away when I say that. Of course, I'm talking about Piccadilly and Denia Palace, am I right? No? Nothing? Not even a pity laugh? Okay. Obviously, Shoot House and Shipment are going to be the two best maps for this, because those are two of the smallest maps in the game. Shipment is the smallest map. You'll end up having pretty much non-stop action on both of these from start to finish. And especially when you can play hardpoint and domination on either of these, you are going to get a ton of kills in those games. Now, I mentioned earlier that I don't really like TDM all that much, and that's really because TDM on Shipment lasts for like 2 minutes at a time, and that's just not going to be super optimal for this challenge. But outside of that, Shipment and Shoot House are going to be, I guess you could say, the perfect playground for getting a lot of kills in a very short amount of time. Some other maps that also work well are going to be Karst River Quarry over in Ground War, Hackney Yard, and Gunrunner 2. Now, we also need to talk about the individual weapon categories, because while Shoot House and Shipment are going to be great, they only work to a certain extent for some weapons. And of course, we've also got those outliers as well that have these slightly different challenges. So as far as ARs go, really, I don't think you need to do anything all that fancy. If you are playing on these smaller maps, I would make a setup built around speed and aggression, so having things like no stock, the stippled grip tape, a faster barrel, all of those are going to be ideal. And of course, if you are a hardcore fan, that can also work really well there too for most maps actually, since you'll be hitting one-shots very frequently there. And I guess quick side note here, hardcore is definitely viable for this challenge. We'll talk more about it soon, but overall it will make kills easier, but it is also going to implement the risk of you dying more as well, since you, just like your enemies, have that lowered health as well. Anyways, I digress. For SMGs, once again, speed and aggression should be the focus there, because you want to be rushing around a lot, you want to be going for as many kills as you possibly can get, and SMGs are perfect for that as is. For LMGs, it's basically the same scenario. Shotguns, much like the SMGs, are going to thrive on Shipment especially, and they'll also be pretty solid on Shoot House too. But personally, I would stick to those two maps for those, since that'll just make your life a whole lot easier in the long run. Now, snipers is where things get a bit more complicated. Unless you're, phase testy, getting a ton of kills on Shipment with a sniper is not going to be 1, easy, or 2, fun, like at all. Shoot House is a little bit more doable, but honestly, you're still kind of pushing it. Honestly, for snipers, I would recommend either playing Domination in 10v10 or just going to Ground War really, since there is a lot more room for sniping around those high action areas, especially on those maps like Karst and Port and even Farmland, so that's what I would recommend doing there to make things a bit easier. Then, getting into the marksman rifles, really, I do think Shipment is entirely doable with the MK2 and the Kar 98K. They are both great for aggressive sniping. And then the EBR can do really well in any scenario, honestly, since it is semi-auto and just a powerhouse all around. For the pistols outside of the 357 and also the 50 GS, I would definitely recommend playing hardcore to make things way easier, especially hardcore on Shipment if you have the option to, because you are going to fly through the challenges there. The Riot Shield, let's be honest here, folks. It's the Riot Shield. I would recommend hardcore for this one as well, but I guess just be patient with this one. It is going to be a struggle. Go for Shipment and I guess try to cheese the spawns. That's what I think will make it the easiest, but this will probably be the least enjoyable out of everything we have for the Obsidian grind. Now, the knife is a little easier. I would say run with stuns and also a shield on your back, and just try and go ham on those smaller maps. But for this one, definitely stick to core, that way you're not getting one shot as you're running towards the other team. The RPG is going to make the entire enemy team despise you, but running this on smaller maps will make it a lot easier. And finally, as far as the rest of the launchers go, playing Ground War is 100% the way to go, since you'll be finding the most streaks and of course vehicles there compared to every other mode that we have. So yeah, honestly, I don't think this grind is very exciting. The camo is alright in my mind. I do definitely prefer Damascus. I think the challenges themselves offer more of a sense of accomplishment, and it also pops more on the weapons than Obsidian does. Plus, this grind is a lot more monotonous comparatively. But that is essentially the fastest way to run through it on each weapon, and just focus on those smaller maps, play aggressive, don't back out of matches, and eventually you will have it unlocked. But like I said, since it is a kill threshold challenge, there's really only so many things you can do to actually speed it up. Anyways, with all of that being said, that is the ultimate Obsidian camo guide, and that is going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, or if you found it helpful, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new here and you want to stay up to date with the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, leaks, and everything in between, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know whenever I upload a new video. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code IMMORTAL on all Scuff, G Fuel, Control Freak, and Respawn products. All of those links can be found in the description below. And once again, thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.